Are you interested in Christian education? Would you like to learn how to be a Christian teacher or how to run your very own Christian school with success? The GCS Apprenticeship Program can help. Learn more on our website at gcsapprenticeship.com.
The Reconstructionist Radio Podcast Network presents Worldview Media Podcast, where Gordon and Joyce Runyon view popular media through the lens of the biblical five-point covenant model to help believers appreciate and apply principles of exciting narrative and engaging storytelling.
We are coming to you live from business class seating on an invisible airplane. It's the Worldview Media Podcast.
I think we could have gotten better seats on the invisible plane.
They fill up fast.
I can't find my seatbelt.
That was a good one. That was a good joke.
Thanks, I tried.
My name is Gordon Runyon. I'm your host, and from left to right on your radio dial, I'm surrounded by middle daughter Jordan.
Hello.
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 Hey.
Hello.
Hello. And,
Goodbye.
and next to her is my wife Joyce. Hello.
Hello.
You have to speak loud.
Hello.
And then on my right-hand side, there's
Right-hand
me,
man.
and then skip over me, and
Right hand man.
is the daughter of my right hand, youngest daughter, Reagan. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
And on the,
No, say it right.
Hello. Hello.
and on the far right-hand side is oldest daughter, Carmen. Hello.
Hello. I'm your flight attendant.
With no seatbelt.
Couldn't even find the seatbelt. I'm not a good flight attendant.
There is no meal service on this particular flight. We are talking about the movie Wonder Woman,
Whoa.
starring Linda Carter.
No.
wrong
No.
Gal
Gadot.
Gal Gadot. And Captain Kirk.
No.
Steve Trevor.
Chris Pine.
A little bit.
And let's see. I want to give you a...
You gotta stop.
Here's my hot take.
Okay.
Best DC movie ever.
Ooh, that's hot.
Ever?
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's a super hot take.
Now some of the old, like Batmans.
Old Batman. Old
Like
Superman.
Michael Keaton?
Old Wonder
Keaton.
Woman.
I like
Kilmer.
No.
I had a crush on him. Not as Batman though.
No.
In that Willow.
Yeah,
No.
bad movie.
You liked him in Willow.
Willow. Yep.
Right.
Big old crush.
He was a handsome guy in Willow.
He was rugged.
I just heard he played like a juggling swordsman. Is that right?
I don't even know.
It wasn't juggling. He was just Mad Max or something.
No. No.
It
He
wasn't
was-
his name?
I think it was a name like that. It was weird because.
But he was a swordsman who was also a juggler.
No.
No.
Yeah,
He was.
and so his
I
fighting
think that's
style, he
another-
was juggling his sword around.
Another
and
movie
stuff.
that we can view and watch and speak
No, that's a
about.
horror.
We'll save this for another time.
On our last episode.
I love Willow. I recommend. What did they call humans? Dakinis or something? I don't know. You can cut this out.
Thanks for listening to our podcast on Willow. Coming back next time
That
with
was
Wonder
just a
Woman.
bonus.
Willow is the poor man's
Hobbit.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
I liked it.
Because you're poor.
Because you're a poor man.
All right.
Anyway, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman comes to save the day from the Amazon aisle, and
Mascara.
it's in the
What was it
it's
called?
during
It's called
the
mascara.
Stem mascara.
Stem
Thin mascara.
thin mascara.
You'd think they'd be called Mascarians then, instead of Amazonians.
And so she runs into an American pilot / spy named Chris Pine, and
No, his name is not Chris Pine.
Well,
Played
by Chris Pine. Name Steve.
I was going to say Chris Pine again.
Oh, the Steves in war.
He can never trust a plane and a Steve in a world war.
yeah. So anyway, it's during World War One, and Steve is on the run from bad guys.
Yep.
And they get very close to the Amazon island, and hilarity ensues. Many people die,
Yep. Hilarious.
and Wonder Woman.
So funny.
Wonder Woman saves Steve's life, and eventually she gets talked into going back to the world of men with
He
Steve.
doesn't really have to talk her into it that much. Like, she's kind of into it.
Yeah,
It's her destiny, maybe.
and she believes that the Greek god of war, Ares,
Is responsible for all things
is
bad.
the one that's making sure the world is at war. And
Right.
so she has to go stop Ares.
Yeah.
Just to find him,
She's heard that.
hunt him
It's
down.
been a story all her life.
Right, that's what she's been taught. And so she takes a sword which has the power to kill a god, and she's going to use the sword to kill Ares.
Yep.
And then Loki showed up. No,
No.
I guess I'm saying I find some parallels with some Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so overall impressions. What do you think?
Good.
Do you like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot in, like, real life is kind of a Wonder Woman, though. Like,
How's that?
I'm pretty sure, like, this is just me trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure she was in the army for, like, at least 2...
I think she was a caterer or something, though.
She's done, like, a lot of stuff. She was in, like, the army. She's been, like, a model. She might have done something with food, but she's done a lot of different things.
No, I'm saying she was like a caterer in the army.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's an Israeli actress, singer, martial artist, and model.
Yeah, so she's done, like, a lot of different stuff. But I liked her. I thought it was a good movie.
And a mom of 2 or something. I don't know. I don't know why I said that.
And a mom of 2.
And then I just stopped. I just stopped talking.
all right. So Gal Gadot, thumbs up on her being Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
All right.
I liked that she was like not really well known. Like she wasn't a super well known actress before, so it was kind of nice to have like someone who could just be Wonder Woman instead of like having a role from the past and you're like, oh, it's that girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she has been in some other
Yeah, she
things.
has, but nothing like.
Yeah,
Not like when you're watching Chris
Iconic,
Pine and it's like,
yeah.
oh, Captain Kirk.
I think she did a fine job. But like many people have their Doctor Who, the first Doctor Who they ran into.
Yeah.
You have
I have my Wonder Woman, and that's
Aw.
Linda Carter.
And her name's Linda Charter.
So I was wondering when this Linda Carter was going to break out her plastic uniform and stuff. But
Oh.
never really did happen.
Oh well.
This isn't Linda Carter, I think, is the first thing.
Okay, so she saves the day and eventually does, spoiler alert, she eventually does take care of Ares,
Yeah, it's true.
who was indeed behind many things in the war.
Yes, it's true.
All right, let me see. Is this a feminist movie? Let me just ask that question.
Well,
I think it has some themes.
there are some themes. There are some themes in it. I know a lot of people have said that it's a feminist movie because, like, you watch the Amazons fighting each other and stuff like that, and their armor is like more functional armor. That there's not just like they're all in like halter tops and stuff like that, but it's the armor isn't like I have like a iron bikini top or something like that. That there's more kind of to it. So I know people have gotten big on that, and then there's also a bunch of like, women talking to each other and being in positions of power. There's this thing called the Bechdel test, and it's whether or not there's multiple little steps to it, but the big thing is whether or not there are two women talking to each other in a conversation that doesn't involve a man. And it's a really poor indicator of feminism because There's a movie that passes it because the two women are talking about dog food. And I can't remember what it is, but that's the only reason it passes the test. And if it wasn't for that, then it would, like...
Yeah.
And everybody... It's one of those movies that people are like, that's a terrible movie for women, but it passes because they talk about dog food for, like, a couple minutes. But, I don't know, I would say maybe a little bit, like, for all the little girls and stuff who are like, oh, Batman and stuff. Here's an actual female superhero that's, like, you know... got her own movie and she's doing her own thing and she's like saving the guys and the guys are like, yeah, we can't do it without her, you know. So maybe.
Well, was it feminist in the sense of we don't need men are bad and
I don't think
women are saving the day?
I think maybe a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's
There were
people.
There were maybe some Amazon women who felt that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more
But I
militant
think
feminism.
The
But
overall...
not Wonder Woman.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
And I think, I don't know, obviously there's a strong woman lead,
Sure.
but I don't think that's who Wonder Woman is.
Right.
And I don't think that, I don't know, I didn't see or feel like some other agenda was being pushed. I think there were little nods to feminism, but I don't think it was being pushed drastically or in a way that was extremely noticeable.
Yeah. And they didn't, there were, like Reagan said, there were probably some Amazons that had that version of feminism, but I think overall, I think you see kind of a better ideal of it, that, you know, men and women being as equal participants, you know?
It's not a man-hating kind of feminism.
Oh, no.
No.
No, because, like, you can see it from the moment that, like, Diana meets Steve, is that she's very interested in learning about him and stuff like that. And he never, like, at some points he kind of says, okay, you need to kind of step back now, but he never does that because he's like, oh, you're a woman, you need to step back. He's like, you can't come in here because they won't let you in here. You know, I'm not even supposed to be in here, like, I need to make sure that you're safe. And then once he sees that she can, like, take care of herself, he's like, you go ahead, do whatever you want. Like,
Yeah, I was listening to another podcast on Reconstructionist Radio where they were talking a little bit about Wonder Woman and the fear going into it that it was going to be basically feminist propaganda. And if I remember right, their conclusion was that they didn't think it was that. And one of the indicators that it wasn't is that the Steve character was not helpless. He was, you know, he was an above average man. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a manly man and doing
Sure.
all sorts of manly things, and
Yeah.
so it wasn't that somebody took the hero / damsel in distress motif and simply reversed the roles.
Yeah.
He wasn't a damsel in distress or anything
No.
like that, and they were kind of just fighters on the same team, although, you know, one was obviously way more powerful than the other one was.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I was thinking about that as we were watching it this time. I was thinking about, like, you know, it's cool that he's doing his thing and, like, trying to do his best and his, you know, being a man in the situation, but, and even sometimes he'll do things like, sorry, I keep hitting you, like hey, listen here.
I'm listening.
Sometimes he'll do things like try and protect her and do the, you know, the thing that guys do.
Right.
It's just whoa, just kind of funny. But yeah.
What happened to you?
I choked on my spit.
Choking.
That's a really good argument, man.
That's kind of funny. I did it again.
And she hit me again.
Can't sit on your right hand side anymore. With your left hand.
And I
It
think
usually hits you. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
if I had a criticism of the storytelling, it did seem to me like the first 2/3 of the movie were very slow. I don't know if y'all felt that way or
Oh,
not.
the when we're on the island and stuff.
Yeah, and even when they first came back, it took a little while.
To get into the room.
until she got to the front like she was wanting to.
Yeah.
It seemed to take forever. It was very slow. It
Yeah.
seemed to me. I don't know. Just from a
Although maybe that
storytelling.
was her own perspective on it too. Maybe that's like a It's like a comment on how she's feeling, like her life.
That's so meta.
I need to get to the front, and then the action can start, and then that's what happens.
I liked that stuff because that was really good for me, at
Background.
least. That was really good background for her. That was good background for Steve. You know, that kind of sets up our characters a little bit more. And then when we meet I want to call them the Howling Commandos. They're not the Howling Commandos, but her Howling Commandos. You know, that we meet them and kind of get to see what their situation is beforehand. You know, without that first slower bit, it doesn't make the rest of it doesn't have as much
Impact.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you see the
Yeah.
poor like PTSD guy who's finally can go and sing and stuff like that. It's not, there's just a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind it so much. I can see what you're saying about it feeling slow, because it kind of does, but I think it wouldn't have the same effect if it was sped up faster.
Yeah, that might
Well,
be
and then
right.
the whole issue with her mother not wanting her trained, and the sister knowing she needed to be trained, and having to do
Yeah.
that on the sly, and
I
that
mean-
she really did put work and effort to become who she was. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like, ta-da, here I am, and I can.
And since we
take
haven't really
everybody
had a
on.
proper origin story movie for her with this Wonder Woman, just having that like small but big enough recap of who she is, what her deal is, I think that was good. I think it was a smart decision. Smart.
Right. The other storytelling issue that did crop up is apparently there were some tears at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Some of us who were watching, not me, but
Yeah.
Maybe someone sitting to your right hand
somebody on
side.
my right hand side.
Two bodies.
Two bodies on your right hand side.
So one of you explain what it was that got to you. Was it just the loss of Steve? And
Spoiler.
Everybody knew.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think it was just.
or her just kind of beginning to understand what love is about?
I think all of it. It's like a really moving scene, and
Yeah.
just in general, like the whole thing builds up because Steve is the first guy that she meets, and
Yeah.
he doesn't ever push her to be like his romantic companion or anything like that. And that was a love that was kind of formed just really organically, I guess.
Mutually.
And, yeah, mutually, and just like, just kind of came about. And seeing him still be able to not be that damsel in distress and kind of sacrifice himself, I think a self-sacrificial character is always
It's always very like,
very, emotionally
Yeah.
Well,
gripping.
for me, a lot of it is that he's been her guide through the whole thing,
Yeah.
so that when she goes into this new world and stuff like that, that yes, it's very sad that, she loves him and stuff like that, but I think she maybe didn't realize how much she cared about him until he dies,
Yeah.
and then after he's dead,
Are you
that
crying?
no,
You're
I'm
Getting all emotional.
I'm fine. It's not the Muppets Christmas Carol. That she doesn't realize, and it's too late, and then to see that, because he points it out to her a couple times, is like, you don't like these things about these people, but I've done literally all these same things, and you like me, right? And she's like, well, so he's...
Maybe not.
Yeah. That he's kind
Not
of
if you've done all these things.
the stand-in for humanity for her, that she has to, kind of reconcile all these issues that he does, but she also loves him and cares about him, and then, that
She has to transfer that to everybody else.
yeah, that kind of grows outwards from that. If I can like this, if this one flawed person,
Can mean something. to
can
me.
mean something to me, and I still want to love them, even though that he's messed up and he does messed up things, then maybe I can kind of extend that to other people. And she adopts his philosophy of, I can try.
Yeah.
To believe.
Yeah, to believe. I don't know. They didn't state his philosophy very well, but she adopts it, so.
Right. All right. Anything else before we stop talking about the story itself and start getting on to more worldview things? I see no hands being raised in protest, so we will take our break and come back in just a second. Put that hand down.
The Reconstructionist Radio Podcast Network brings to you a complete lineup of podcasts where you will hear practical and tactical theology, Our desire is not simply that you consume our shows, but that you also live out your faith in every area of life. We can talk all day long about these things, but if we fail to put them into practice, then we fail as ambassadors of Jesus Christ, our King. Subscribe now to your favorite Reconstructionist Radio Podcast Network shows, or you can subscribe to the Reconstructionist Radio Master Feed, where all of the content we produce, including the audiobooks and audio articles, will pop up as soon as they are available. And don't forget to visit ReconstructionistRadio.com to volunteer as a narrator or to partner with this ministry financially. May the Holy Spirit stir you into action for Christ and His kingdom.
And we're back on Worldview Media Podcast talking about Wonder Woman, the best of the DC movies.
All right.
Pretty Shirley.
Okie dokie.
Surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Not on an invisible plane.
And we want to talk about worldview. Anybody come up with any thematic things that struck you during this?
I think there are several, but I'll let other people talk. I've been talking a lot.
Anybody have anything? Well, we're done.
Well, in the beginning, it really talks a lot about Greek mythology. So that's part of the view that they're looking at here. But within that, they are talking about how just man is messed up and they mess up things, and that's just who they are. And
Even without these
outside influences, that's just the way they tend to be. And I thought it was kind of funny because they were saying, Zeus. That he gave all of his good traits and qualities to the people that were created, and I had to laugh because if you know stories about Zeus,
He's horrible.
he's not somebody you want to have his qualities. So
And I don't know. You kind of hinted at it, but there was kind of a running theme there, especially as they were explaining that, where it seemed to take Greek mythology and kind of Christianize it.
Yeah.
In the sense that Zeus created man in his image.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh.
And he was created good and upright, but then the bad god came and corrupted him, and so he fell into all sorts of badness.
Yeah.
And, so it did, and then they conveniently get rid of all the other gods, so now the ones that are remaining are just Zeus and the bad god.
Zeus is dead, though.
Ares winds up being more like Satan than like traditional Greek
like
Ares.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was interesting that when they wanted to switch up the Greek mythology, whether consciously or not, they switched it toward a more biblical view of things.
Yeah.
Well, and then the whole thing that that mankind doesn't deserve somebody to care about them.
Right.
Because they're just bad.
Yeah. Well, I liked Steve's thing where he was telling her, because when she kills who she thinks is Ares, and then she's all, they're supposed to stop, he's gone, it's stuff like that. He's all, well, maybe it's not Ares, maybe that's just how they are, maybe that's just how I am, that we have something in us that's wrong, kind of.
Yeah, and to me that was a larger theme throughout the thing, the whole kind of question about what is the nature of man. There were times where it seemed like they were promoting this view like evil and corruption in man is an aberration, and if we could just find a way to kind of move that off to the side, then the natural innate goodness of man would shine through.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a very humanistic, very new age sort of way of looking at things. If only we'd find some way to just remember for a moment who we are, that kind of thing, that we're...
If mankind would only be kind.
Kind. If mankind would be kind. Yeah.
Trendy little commercial going on, yeah.
Right. And so I felt like that was a big theme at the beginning, and then like Carmen mentioned, I really liked the fact that shifted, and Wonder Woman had to face up to the fact that it may be that there's something inherently wicked about humanity.
Yeah.
And she was very upset by that. You could tell it rocked her whole view of how the world should work and stuff like that. But then they kind of wind up at a humanistic place in dealing with it and saying, well, there's good and evil in everyone. And,
Just gotta believe.
and the whole...
Believe the good.
Believe what?
The solution...
Just something that makes you happy.
Right.
That
was
was
kind
my
of dumb.
question.
Yeah.
That was...
A lot of people like to say, you just gotta believe. So, are you gonna finish? Are
Believe what?
you gonna add on?
Right.
Butterfly.
Well, it is kind of fashionable.
Serenity now.
There's no... I don't think there's any rationality to it, but it is fashionable in the culture to believe that belief itself is
Yeah.
virtuous.
Is enough. Yeah.
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 And that it doesn't
That always
matter
makes me a
what.
little
There's
bit
something
crazy.
virtuous about just believing in something.
But
But is it more virtuous than not believing
that's
in
crazy
anything?
with
No, not
Facebook
really.
where everybody's like, we'll send prayers. I mean, like, what?
What does that mean?
Send
Yeah.
all my thoughts
Yeah,
and
good.
good vibes, good wishes.
So, like,
Yeah.
what? We've had this conversation
Healing
before,
thoughts.
talking
I'm gonna
about,
keep those for myself.
what did we talk about? We were talking about how... You know what? I forgot.
But it was a good conversation.
You guys distracted me.
Who were you talking to?
Dad. We had a conversation one time.
About the value of belief, or...
Something. I don't know. I remember it, and I had
I mean,
it
I
in my
know we've
mind.
had those conversations. I don't know which one you're...
Oh,
here it is.
Here it is. Nobody mess me up. I'm on a train. Don't derail me. Okay, we were talking about how people like to kind of, people who don't believe in Christianity and who kind of despise it, like to kind of think of it as, oh, that's good for you, that's your security blanket, that's nice
Right.
if it makes you feel better.
Right.
But the thing is, like, Christianity doesn't make you feel...
No, it doesn't.
It condemns you, you know? It's not like I want to, live...
It's a comfortable place.
Yeah, it's not, like, comfortable to know that you're going to be accountable for everything that you do, you know? It's not a little nice snuggly blanket to hold on to.
Right.
It's like I know
Right.
all the things that are wrong with me, and if I don't fix them, then
Trouble is coming. Right. Well, I think C.S. Lewis has a famous quote like that where he said, and I'm not going to be able to get it 100%, but somebody had challenged him about, well, you're just believing things that make you feel good. And his answer was, if I just want to feel good, I know that a bottle of port wine will do that for me.
Yeah.
And Christianity is not the worldview that you adopt if all you're looking for is to feel good. And especially if you understand, like we do, that it makes demands, that it really is true. If you love the Lord Jesus, you'll keep his commandments. And so that's not always very comfortable. I think that's really the downfall and the detriment of most Christianity in our time, is this idea that Christianity is just about
Name it and claim it.
well, name it and claim it, and being comfortable on Sunday morning and feeling good about your spirituality when you go home from church. And
Now
then,
spirituality means all kinds of things to
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah, so Christianity, like you're saying, it's not the comfortable thing. And I didn't live all my life as a Christian, and frankly, I found ways to have fun without being saved. And if that was all I was looking for, I could get that done in another way.
I don't remember why that was relevant, but I think when you'll play it back, you'll be like, oh, that's why she wanted to.
Because the movie
Insert
was
that.
kind of talking about, it's not about what you deserve, it's about what you believe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about what people deserve.
and that kind of frustrated me because I feel like if they had gone the next step,
Yeah.
that it could have ended up being a very
It was almost at justification by
Yeah.
faith apart from works, wasn't it?
It was almost, there was like belief in. There's the blank.
I guess
But
she,
they
I,
never-
I guess she said that she believed in love.
Yeah.
Right.
But what is that?
I want to know what Steve was believing in, because that's like, I wish we had more time so I could finish the statement with you.
Right. You're moving in the direction of Romans 4, and but didn't really go there.
Is Diana really a god?
Well,
Is that like
canon?
yeah?
Not
Because I don't think it is.
as far as I know specifically. She's
Well, haven't
And-
they changed that story? a bunch?
yeah.
I think they have,
DC's
yeah.
retconned everything so many times, and I mean, I'm not the biggest DC person. That's not really my specialty. But as far as I know, she's not supposed to be a god.
She was just an Amazon, right?
Yeah.
She's an
Before.
Amazon. She is made
She's
out
a
of
princess.
clay. She's
Yeah,
a
she was
princess.
made out
She's
of
made out of
clay,
clay.
just like a dreidel.
But she is sort of like
Like Jordan?
It's like me at camp.
she is supposed to be kind of a chosen sort of protector sort
Yeah.
of thing. That
She
is.
has an elevated status,
Yeah.
but it's not
It's not that she's a
as
god.
a
That she's been given
as a
this
Greek
power
god,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Okay, well, I saw that and I was like, whoa, hold on.
As far as I know, and they might just be doing that to like further play off of the, because DC's real big thing is about like gods among us sort of thing.
Oh.
You know that.
Like Superman.
Yeah, you know that Superman and Wonder Woman.
I like that I you said Gods Among Us and I just was like, oh, like Superman.
Yeah.
Like that
You know,
connection.
that's
made any
the-
sense.
Well, it is though. Is that one of Batman's big things about Superman is that there's really no way to deal with him, and it kind of messes with him. Is like this guy has all this power, and he decides that he just wants to help people because that's what you do with power. You know, that's not
Right.
that's not a normal thing.
Well, I believe in the comic books, though, that Batman, at least as part of the Justice League, I was just hearing this, has secretly developed strategies for
Oh, yeah.
dealing
Everybody
with
to
all the
Kill
rest
off
of the...
all the other
No,
people.
Batman has a
Needs
plan to kill everybody if he needs to.
If
at any
he's ever
time.
known.
Any contingency plan at all, Batman knows what's going on.
Right,
Yep.
right.
You know, and I
So-
saw something about Marvel versus DC is that DC's heroes are humans, or DC's humans are humans that want to be gods, and then Marvel is gods that want to be humans. Is that right, Jordan?
With Thor
I don't
and
know.
Loki.
Probably.
And
You know, and then
all these off-world people.
yeah. So, well,
Well, so it winds up then that the Amazons, according to the mythology in this movie, they're not actually humans. They're a separate race.
yeah, they're kind of
Right,
like
yeah.
protectors.
And then Diana isn't
The
a
same
full.
as them.
She's only
yeah.
half Amazon, and her dad is actually Zeus, and so
Yeah.
she's
Dad
basically the half sister of demigods like Hercules.
I
Nah,
don't think she's an elevated status than a demigod, is what I think.
She's higher because she's
Well,
not half
because
human.
Ares
She's-
called her a. Ares was acting like she was just a whole god.
well, she's not. She's not half human because
Because she's half Amazon.
Technically, she's clay.
She's some kind of hybrid.
She's
though.
made of clay.
Yeah.
They made her out
She's
of
clay animated with Zeus's power, so I guess you could say that she's an extension of a god's power, not necessarily like take a
So
god,
she's
take a
not in
person,
the
put
same
together.
class as like Hercules and
No,
no.
I wouldn't think so. But I just didn't think that was right anyway. So
Well,
I just,
Hercules wasn't made out of clay.
No, I just
Yeah.
kind of
Like
know,
a dreidel.
like you put like little Zeus power in like a power cell. It's like here, this is
Oh.
that's kind of how I think of it. But
Well, now, did Wonder Woman undergo the very same kind of leap in self-awareness in this movie that Thor did in the last Thor?
I did tell Jordan at the beginning.
Wait, which Thor?
the
The
first
last
Thor.
Thor.
Wait. You
I
said
say
two
the
different
first Thor,
things.
not the last.
Well, I was talking about the last Thor, where he realizes that the power is really in him. And
Ragnarok.
I didn't see Ragnarok.
oh, you haven't seen Ragnarok?
No.
Oh, well, spoiler. He realizes. You've seen the clip where
No.
the death woman destroys the
Oh, I
hammer.
saw the hammer get destroyed in the commercials. In the previous.
Well, the spoiler is that he realizes that the hammer was just something he was using as a focus
channel it.
and he's really
Right.
where all the power
Sure.
comes from.
Whoa.
Have you not seen Ragnarok?
No.
It's pretty good.
That blew your mind.
Because then the big
Maybe the
question
power's
was,
in
what?
me.
Are you the god?
Well, and so that's what I
Some
saw
power.
is that eventually she figures out who she really is, and that she doesn't need the sword to kill Ares because she's the god killer.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need the shield because she can deal with stuff herself.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't see that so much.
Oh,
I thought I did see a Thor parallel, but I thought it was to the first one where he's, going out looking for war, and he's, real excited about we're gonna go fight and get glory and stuff like that. And then he meets the human who's like
that he falls in love with.
And kind of tells him more about the world. Except in that situation, Thor kind of tells her more about everything, whereas they kind of learn from each other. And then and then he has to come to terms with like, well,
he has
this
to
is what I am.
decide I'm going to protect these people.
Yeah.
Even though they're, who are they?
Yeah, who are these people?
Nobody's-
Yeah.
They're not my people.
Yeah, where I think Thor's was maybe based more out of humility, like, you know what, yeah, I'm maybe not the best and stuff, but somebody should still do this, whereas Diana's like,
Hey, I am the best.
I am the best, and they're not the best, but I'll take care of them,
I can see, though, I've never been a big Justice League guy, but I can see that if you've got Batman on the Justice League and you've got a wild man that it looks like that's what the new Aquaman is
Who
kind
would
of
ever
a
thought
wild man.
Aquaman was a wild
Me!
And then,
Oh boy.
then I could see you kind of need somebody like Diana to kind of be a forceful kind of voice of conscience. and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
She was kind of that for the little bit that she was in for Batman versus Superman.
Oh, I bet.
I
Yeah.
don't think I saw that.
No?
Yeah.
Well,
And
she
then it
the
was
best part.
interesting. I thought it was foreshadowing Justice League then. And now looking back from what I know of the Justice League story, it obviously was. That Batman has found Wonder Woman and is making friends with her.
Right.
Well, she was in the first one, and that's where they met. And
Yeah,
that's
she
where
was in Batman versus Superman
Yeah.
for like a hot minute.
It was the best minute of that movie, though. It was like, that's all
Well, there
I
were
needed.
so many not good minutes
Yeah.
in the movie.
just fast forward it to Wonder Woman. But he's the one that sends her the photo. That's why she
Yeah,
meets
right,
him to begin
right.
with. Is because, yeah,
Full circle.
Right?
yeah. I can learn so much in these sessions.
I know. You should sit in more often.
Your mind just gets blown every time.
Yeah.
You just get your mind blown.
All right, y'all, anything else? Or have we analyzed this to death?
Oh, there's probably more, but
Yeah, there's probably more.
We'll let you do that
I'm too lame.
for yourself. Go out there. Get a red box. or buy
Or
it on
buy
DVD. Or use a friend's.
And then figure it out.
And then figure it out.
you let us know what you think, huh?
Worldview
Did we miss
DIY.
Yeah, Worldview DIY. Sounds good.
We're just giving you the tools you need.
Giving hey, that's good, man.
Hey!
Oh my gosh. It's like I should go into marketing.
It's the tools of dominionizing. All right.
I like Reagan's better.
Yeah. Well, I did too. I just thought
Gotta drop it in there.
it's the tools. I'm a tool.
Maybe don't say that and then put it on the internet.
No, the internet knows.
But now they have the sound bite in your own voice. I'm a tool.
Don't give him the ammo.
Listen to Pastor Runyon confess he's a tool.
Just great.
Oh boy.
We'll use one of those pictures of you being like,
They're gonna get one of those pictures of you looking all ignorant.
Those pictures do not exist.
That's another lie.
Except on my driver's license. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Worldview Media Podcast. Please visit reconstructionistradio.com to check out the other podcasts in our network and to download our free audiobooks.